y'all? We're back with another episode of the Link Entertainment Podcast. If you don't know who we are, listen, the Link Entertainment is a media outlet and we cover everything from Jeezy to Jesus. All right. So make sure you visit thelinkentertainment.com for the hottest stories. You can follow us on social media at the Link ENT. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Link Entertainment. And we are so happy that you're listening to our podcast wherever you're listening from because we're available everywhere. Or if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. We love you guys. And if you find it in your heart to donate, if you go to our official podcast website, you donate. We would really appreciate that so we can keep doing this and keep putting out this great content. My name is Leah Selena, and I'm here. I'm one of your hosts. We fluctuate every single episode. You may see me. You may see two other people. You may see 3 or 4 other people. But I have 2 amazing ladies with me today. So go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kiara Desiree.
Hey, y'all. I'm Katana.
All right, y'all. And today we are talking about some really good stuff. We're going to be talking about church. And specifically right now, we are going to talk about Christian clubs because that's something that has been, popping up in a few states throughout the country. And so I just want to hear everybody's perspective. Like, how do you feel about the Christian clubs? Do you like the idea? Do you feel like it's too worldly? Because it's getting mixed results, mixed reviews on it. So what do you guys think about it?
I think the thing that people, they don't like that club word. That club word gets a lot of people. So like they like that word, and it's more geared towards young people. So they like that young people are finding like a safe space for them to worship Jesus, but they don't like that club word. That club word comes a little different. But then like if you're in my city, like it's showcased as a Christian club, but they have their own name. So Counterculture is the one in Columbus. The Ark is down south. The Cove is in Tennessee. So they have a lot of different names, but it is like, a fun space for young people to hang out. I mean, I don't have a problem with it because listen, we be in there worshiping Jesus. And Jesus, as long as his name is glorified, we having a great time, okay?
So, Katana, you actually went to one of these Christian clubs before, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what was your experience?
First of all, it's not like a regular club. I want to say that. It's not like super dark. Like you go in the club, it's super dark. You can't even tell if nobody in there. Like it's not like that. So the club that I went to, it was very nice. It was very chill. You go in, you get your wristband, and they do have like a bar, but it's not really a bar. It's like they have mocktails. Like no alcohol is involved at all. So, some places they do alcohol, other places they don't. Mine does it in Columbus. There's no alcohol involved. They have mocktails. And they have really creative names for them, like the Promised Land, Heaven on Earth. Like those are like creative drinks that they come up with. And the girls that are back there doing them used to be in the clubs and used to be like, behind the bars as bartenders. So they know what they're doing. They have experience in mixing different drinks together, but like it's non-alcoholic. So ain't nobody in there getting drunk. That's the first stereotype. We ain't in there getting drunk. The second stereotype.
I get drunk.
Oh,
what'd you say, Kiara?
But I would imagine that they're not getting drunk because it's like, I don't know. When I think of a Christian club, I don't think of any alcoholic, drink.
Well, it's just like, there's like a religion out there, they drink real wine. So they do have like, some type of.
When I think of Christian clubs, I don't think of anything 18 or older kind of thing. I never heard of in my opinion. So, well, from what I've seen, so I'm like, well, they don't have any alcoholic, drinks.
So you think of gentlemen's club? You giving like 30s and up? Is that what you think?
18 or younger. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So when I think of club, I think 18 or younger. Sorry if I said older, but 18 or younger.
Interesting. Why do you think Christian club it would be more so for youth, for children and teens?
I wouldn't say It's just more so every time I have seen a Christian club, it's always for high schoolers or middle schoolers, to come. I've never
Well,
seen,
what city you in?
I've never seen nothing more than 18 or older in my from what I've seen. If there is, I would love to know. But I might can find a man.
Question. So the clubs, were they really like clubs, or was it churches? And whenever like the youth would meet, like the high schools and middle schoolers would meet, did they have like that club atmosphere that they created? Was that or really small Christian clubs?
What was the last thing you said? Or it was what?
It was like, I know for me, when I went to one of my churches as a teenager, when the middle schoolers and high schoolers got together, eventually it went to like when we would meet on Friday nights, they kind of turned it into like a night poetry club, talent show type thing. And they had the tables, we could get food and drinks. It was dark inside. Like, I feel like a lot of churches try to create a club like atmosphere and turn the lights off.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was. But it was always for high schoolers, middle schoolers, and things like the actual club vibe. But Christian music and stuff like that. Of course, the Christian music isn't what it is today, but I mean, like, all the abundance of all kinds of music that they have, genres, I guess you can say, of Christian music. But that's how it was. That's why I'm saying I've never seen anything or 18 or older. But
I'm glad you said that, Kiera. Like, music isn't what it used to be, and I feel like that is probably what helped push this new thing of Christian clubs, because there's a lot more trap gospel music. There's rap gospel that isn't trash. Like, it actually sounds good. Because I feel like when we were younger, the rap gospel was like, you seen that Jay-Z meme where it's like, I think it was like that. It was like, oh, I love that you rapping for Jesus, but this sounds kind of corny.
Yeah,
like this ain't
right.
Really blast on my car.
Right.
So, but today is another story.
It's an abundance of music.
Okay, it's this one rapper. I'm mad I forgot his name, but he remixed King Von's song. A story. What was it? What's the song? Story or Story 2.0 or whatever that is.
Okay.
He remixed it and it's bomb. Like, it's fire.
It's just like Mike T. He does the remixes to Chris Brown and like Mike all T. The R&B artists. Like, Mike T really be out here. Like, he be saying stuff. Like, it's so different. It's so different. Like, Christian rap music is so different than what it was 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. It has evolved so much.
Say like 5-6 years ago, we just saying.
I mean, even 3 years ago.
For me, that's it, because I just had my high school 10-year reunion, so
it was way different. There was only a couple artists that people really was like, oh yeah, you heard of this person, like Christian rap, like Lecrae and them. But other than that, like, you never really, until you started like actually going and experimenting and be like, oh, who is this new artist? Mm-hmm. So,
well, I have a question. How do you dance at a Christian club? Because when I went, you just stand around.
Leave room for Jesus. I don't know.
So how does that work? I want to know.
You do the Dougie, you do TikTok dances that don't require booty shaking.
Yes.
You do dance battles.
You bless somebody real good. Like, that's what you should do.
So no sweating. You ain't sweating.
I don't know.
We sweating. We sweating. We going hard for the Lord. We sweating. Come on now. Come on.
I had a pastor, my youth pastor, when I was younger. He used to say, "If you ain't sweating, you ain't praising."
Oh. Yeah. I believe that though, because if you really not breaking a sweat for the Lord, you really ain't giving him the glory. Okay. Because that shouting and stuff, that stuff hurt. Like, the knee, it hurt. No joke. No, that stuff is no joke. I'm like, I don't understand how them grow. And they be in them 4-inch heels. Like, they just be shouting. And I said, I don't understand.
They barely pick their feet up though. It's just a little little paddle.
But it be so fast. Like their feet be going. It be going so fast. I'd be like, what?
For real, I think I need a tutorial on how to shout because I don't think I know how to do it.
Yeah, can we get that? Because they talking about it come from the Lord, but I said I don't want to be looking crazy up in there.
I actually went to a church service one time and he had all of us stand up and he was like trying to teach us how to shout. Like,
I love that for him. I love that for him.
Somebody's got to do it because we don't know.
I'm tired of seeing y'all trying to shout.
Yeah, I like church that much, but that part, that was it for me. I was like, I like this. We need more of this in church.
I have a question. I feel like, is it just the new generation that really just like shouting is just not a thing for us?
Everything is basically like the Bible. It's not even at the church anymore. You know, people don't carry the Bible to church.
My pastor always says that. He was like, y'all be carrying your Bible. Where your Bible at? Like, he just made sure, like, reinforced the fact of, like, everybody who work at the church, you need to be carrying your Bible. Like, you got people that's consistently coming and y'all gathering for groups and ministries. Y'all need.
Like, he want a physical Bible. Physical Bible. That's what he's talking about.
Physical. I mean, if it's like on Sunday, he's not gonna like require like, hey, everybody need to have a physical Bible. But like, if you heavy in the church, like you need to be having your physical Bible on you.
Yeah. Okay. So, Herman, a little. Does he give you enough time to flip those pages?
That's a good question.
And I must say, like, if you at least try to get in the Bible and read some stuff or do like devotionals in your physical Bible, it's going to help you try to know like where the books are. And I would say as you're doing that, try to remember, okay, this book is before Job, after Psalms, you know, whatever it is. Like, try to do that as you're flipping through the Bible. But there's sometimes I'm like, oh, I know exactly where that is. And that be the time where all the pages sticking together and I can't get to it. And I'm like, I'm about to start looking crazy.
You got the church mother look at you like, you don't know where that at?
Pull up my phone.
How long you been going here? How long you been a member?
Come on now. You should have been had that book.
Because my Bible app on my phone, the books are in alphabetical order. So, yeah, we going straight to it in my app.
I'm like, nah, let me learn the traditional because, listen, if you don't teach kids right, they will really be thinking. Like, we got some teens in my church that be like, oh, I think it's in alphabetical order. I said, the Bible not in alphabetical order. I'm sorry,
Lord.
baby. I don't know. What? Who taught you that? I said, only on the app. But in real life, the Bible is not in alphabetical order.
But to your point, Katana, about young kids not shouting, I think it's the parents. Like, parents are not taking their kids to church. And some of these parents are like, oh, we're changing generational things. I'm going to let my child choose what they want to do as a religion. And then when they act up or when it's a holiday and they feel like it, now they want to go to church. But it's like you didn't instill that in your child. So it's like it was instilled in you, even though you kind of not all the way over there. But like you just assuming stuff for your child. And like they ain't getting what they need because you let them just go.
Right. And to be honest, we all human too, because it's not like, you know, when they were growing up, all they listened to was church music. You listen to the worldly stuff as well. So now with the worldly music being so like demonetized and just being about like one image all the time, those kids are like, they're having like probably identity confusion in Christ because a lot of the stuff that they're hearing, their parents are allowing them to hear. There's like no boundaries for Christ. There's no respect for that. So, I mean, I think it's really hard. They're like, well, I listen to Christian rap, but I also listen to Doja Cat and, you know, Gorilla.
We're talking about that on our next episode. Because I wanted to talk about it today, but I was like, no, like I want us to really like look at stuff and dive in. But like next episode, we're talking about music because it's really demonic, y'all. Like, crazy. If y'all really on y'all Christian stuff, like this music, when I hear Doja Cat, that red light song, whatever, I'm like, no, turn it on. I don't want none of that. None of it.
No,
I've told you, like, a lot of my music now that has brought me peace is just like no lyrics at this point. And of course, like Christian, but a lot lately I have chosen, like, when I work out or do something, it has no lyrics in it. I'm literally just vibing out to it.
Wow. Okay. I like that.
There's so much, like, I don't know, my mind, it can get chaotic sometimes. So, you know, I just need to have like peace in my mind. So I just would rather just not have, you know, no lyrics or no one speaking.
Ooh, I want to say something so bad, but we're gonna talk about it next episode.
Right, we're gonna save this for next episode. Okay, this is good. I'm glad y'all are there with me. Okay, this is good. Okay, let's move on and talk about what can the church do to bring more young people there. What can we do? Because the young people, again, like, parents are just all willy-nilly with it nowadays, and church isn't always as appealing to people, period, honestly. But what can we do to draw those young people back in the church?
So for me, so when I came to Georgia, I'm just gonna start here. Like, when I came to Georgia, I was looking for my church, and I actually went to a couple, and I actually went a couple times rather than just one time, you know. And there's this church in Atlanta. It's called Passion Church. It's a good church, but it's more like the church is marketed towards younger individuals, so those high schoolers and those college students, and I guess, you know, some middle schoolers, but it's mainly targeted for the high schoolers and college students. And they will have concerts and stuff. They will have events and things for them to like do so that they can all get to know each other. And it's actually a fast growing church within Atlanta, and they have like multiple campuses around Atlanta. And I noticed that a lot of the stuff that has been helping them grow is their groups. They have so many groups. Like, you know, most of the time they'll have activity groups, but they actually have groups where you actually learn the word, and you actually get to, like, basically like a counseling session. Like, you literally will just like speak what's going on in your life and how it relates to the Bible, whatever you're just going through that day or anything. And I feel like that has helped a lot of people. Like, even when they had, when someone was baptized, that group that you were in were supporting that person when they were baptized, when they took that next step to be baptized. So I just think, like, just that support within having a group and things like that, I think that can help a church grow further than what they, like, people know them to grow.
What about you, Katana?
Just be honest and know your audience. You got to know who you want to talk to. Most things that I think, you know, one thing my pastor always says, if we don't have any young people in here, like, that means we don't want the church to die. We don't want the church to get old. But now, like, when we were in high school and when we was in middle school, it's not the same high school and middle school that these kids are going through. They have a lot more to worry about because the vastness of social media has just grown. And the fact is, the parents have no parental guidance, so they're not like limiting their kids to stuff. So, you know, everything's just open. They're like, oh, well, we know about this, and we know about drugs, we know about sex, we know about all of that. So my thing about it is, you can instill in your child that church is important. But my thing is, most parents, they're like, well, church is important, but what about your relationship with God? My thing is, you can go to the building. The building can give you everything that you need. But how is your relationship with the Father up above? How do you talk to him daily? Do you have a relationship with Christ outside of just the building? And sometimes all the kids is hearing throughout the week is nothing about God at all.
Yeah.
They're not even praying over their meals. They ain't doing none of that. They only hear about God when they go to church, because my parents told me that church is very vital. And that's what I hear a lot of young people say is like, oh, I know I got to go to church. Church is very vital. We got to go to church. That's what you got to do. That's what you just do on Sundays. But like, how is your relationship with the Father impacted, you know, outside of church?
That's good, Katana, because there's so many adults that say, oh, I was in church all my life, all my childhood. Yep. But I never formed a relationship with God until like their 20s.
Yeah.
And it's like
until something happened.
Right.
Right. until something happened that made them realize that, oh, I need God in my life. But my thing is, like, it's great that you go to church. It's great that you listen to the sermons. But my thing is, like, we have to activate the power and the word that God has given us through the Bible. So my thing is, it's very important to not only go to church and listen, but also take that word with you through the week and study in it and marinate on it, because there is going to be certain things that come in your life that you're not going to be expected. That's why I'd be like, oh, some people be going through life without God. Like, this is crazy. Like, I need the Father in order to get through some of the stuff that I'm going through. Like, some people just be going through this stuff without God. And some people throwing in the towel, like, you know, I give up on my faith. I'm not doing this. Like, you know, God don't hear me. God don't talk back to me. But it's like, what have you given to him? You can't just give only Sunday to him. You got to give him every day. You got to ask the Lord to order your steps, and he's got to have total control over your life. And that's when all the rest of the things is going to come. That's when the careers is going to line up. That's when the house is going to line up. Everything else is going to line up. But you got to know who you honor first.
That was good, Kasana. And one thing I think that churches need to start implementing is really explaining things. Because it's like, you hear go to church, you don't hear why. You hear relationship with God, don't hear why. You hear don't have sex, but ain't nobody explaining why.
They preach, but they don't teach. That's the problem.
It's just like if a child messes up and like you spank them, but you don't tell them why it was wrong. Mm-hmm. Like, you got to explain to me what X, Y, and Z is, because if you don't, eventually I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah,
because why?
That's true. That's true.
And I think
I wouldn't say it's a problem, but I mean, I wouldn't say like it's really a problem. I'm just saying like that's what they're missing. They just want to preach it at you and just like, you know, hope everybody receives it, or this is for somebody out there. That's what they always say. Like, this is for somebody out there in this world. But like, you need to break it down a little bit. And Sunday might not be always the best time to break stuff down, but that's why they have the teaching ministries in place. So you got to go to Sunday school. You got to go to Bible study so you can learn, well, why did God say do this?
But to that point, Katana, although that's very true, you can't just do everything on Sunday. But also, everybody ain't gonna come. Like, most people, it's like they come on Sunday. That's lucky you getting them in on Sunday. But one thing I feel like we're missing from church on Sunday is principles on how to live. Like, I feel like it's too many pastors that just stick to, oh, your breakthrough is coming. Yep. Oh, let me read this story about how God came through. And oh, just like God came through for them, he's going to come through for you. And it's like, how am I supposed to live? How am I supposed to forgive that person who crossed me? Like, how am I supposed to not even put myself in a situation to sin? Like, what is you're in a position? What are the principles? Because the Bible teaches us even how to be wise with our money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Bible teaches so much stuff, and I feel like not enough pastors are preaching God's principle and how we're supposed to live, which is kind of like the whole point.
That's true. That's so true. I mean, like, to add into that, but like, that's why I say you gotta know your audience, because guess what? The conference line is open. You can call in. The Zoom is there. Like, you have to. There's opportunities for you to grasp principles. And sometimes Sunday's teaching is really just for you to like, just to give you that, like, here it is. Go look some more. You know what I mean? And if you want to know more, ask the preacher. Ask the preacher, oh, well, what does this mean? Like, you know, because like we always want to talk about blessings and breakthroughs and just, you know, well, God's favor is on my life, but what you do during this week? Yeah. You got to believe that. And that's the other thing. Sometimes when people say stuff to us, or when the preacher's talking to us, we can be like, oh, he'd be like, say it back to him, like, you know, answer the call, but we don't believe it. If you don't believe that, then it's really hard for you to get past that.
Yeah. So what would y'all say to people who are struggling with church hurt? People who got their feelings hurt at church. Maybe somebody cussed them out at church. Maybe somebody left them out of a group. And they're like, but y'all Christians, like, y'all should be there. Y'all should be nicer. Y'all been here for how many years? Sister Ethel was 60 years old. Like, why? Like, why she doing me like this? I'm done with
Oh
this.
my
I'm
God,
done
that is
with
so
church. Like,
funny. It's true. That is so true, though. I'm gonna say this: healthy people don't go to the hospital when nothing's not wrong with them.
Mm-hmm.
We all in church for a reason because we need a healing. We need something there. That's why we go. That's why we do it. We're not perfect people. We're gonna sin every single day. So having the foundation of the church and understanding that the church is the people, for one. It's not the building, it's not the glorious lights, it's not the preacher that's on the live stream every Sunday. The church is the people. So for one, we go to church because, we're people, we're human, we mess up. And at the end of the day, you got to think about God's grace. If God didn't have grace on your life for all the things that you have done and for all the things that you have said, then you got to have grace for other people. It's about showing grace. And my thing is, that's why they keep coming to church, because obviously God is still working on some things in them. And a lot of stuff I don't try to take personally. I'd be like, charge to my head and not my heart, because some people are different on the inside and others just need that connection, just need that help. But I mean, as far as Mother Ethel, listen, Mother Ethel is seasoned. Y'all gonna have to let her go.
Not seasoned.
She is. Y'all gonna have to let
her
let her live her life.
If you are in position to correct Sister Ethel, y'all better do it, because these old folks need to be corrected too. I am done with old folks just passing just because they old, because old folks be wrong.
Especially nowadays, these old people, boy, they done been through so much life. They just think they just know it all. They can do whatever.
I'm done, because you live
whatever.
and breathing just like me. You still got life. I still got life. So that means just like I can learn, you can still be learning. You ain't perfect just because you old. Like, nah. So I don't know who in position to correct Sister Ethel, but somebody correct
the pastor.
The pastor for sure.
It's hard. It's hard if
Sister gotta be a group of people
is an auntie. It's hard. It's hard if Sister Ethel is an auntie of the pastor. It might be hard for him to correct that, because she probably talking about like, boy, why you coming up here correcting me?
Yeah,
I'm older than you.
As the leader of the house, he need to try.
That's true. As the leader of the house. And the most thing you could do, but like when you're dealing with somebody who's like in their baby faith and they don't know a lot, like, you can't sit here and judge them. Yeah, they might come to church with jeans and holes with them or whatever. They might come with like a short dress on. But my thing about it is, you got to give them grace, and they're here for a reason. They're here because they need to be healed. They're here because they need to be set free. They're here because they need to be delivered from something. So,
God,
I mean,
come as you are.
I love that. My church is the same way. Come as you are. And I was like, I ain't wearing no pantyhose no more, y'all. I ain't doing it.
I gotta read that.
I'm not doing it.
What?
I'm gonna put on some jeans. I ain't gonna lie.
It depends on what type of church you go to. So you gotta wait.
Leah be stepping. Give her about 2 years. She gonna have a hat every Sunday. What?
That was my dream as a teenager. I was like, I can't wait to be the old lady and killing it with my suits and my big hat. Like, I'm ready. I just gotta take some tambourine classes so I can.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
That's the other thing they need.
All these little young girls around here, ain't nobody got the tambourine. Like, how many tambourines in y'all church? Okay, it's dying out. We cannot let this die out. We got to keep up the tradition of 1 or 2 ladies in the church with a tambourine that's in the audience. They ain't in the choir.
I'm going to need you to have like 6 kids. All your kids going to be at the front and center with the tambourine.
Lord Jesus. Okay. Just beating that thing.
Okay. Bro. I have to say, like, anybody, suffering with that church hurt, I just want y'all to know, listen, just because they've been in the church maybe longer than you or just like you, that does not mean they're perfect, because when you become a Christian, when you decide to follow Christ, that is not an automatic switch. Like, you was this way, then boom, you're just like Christ. Like, it's a journey. Yes. It's a journey. It takes time. And don't ever assume that somebody's at a certain level on their journey, because they may not be. And so people are going to mess up. You could get cussed out. You could get ignored. You could get the side eye. A lot of things could happen, but just know they're not perfect. But instead of you turning your heart away from the church and God, just find another church that because every church ain't the same. God is amazing. He's the only one that's perfect. Just find a different church, because I'm here to tell you, I done been to a church where it was a lot going on. Okay, I got the side eye. People didn't talk to me unless they saw the pastor's child speak to me. I felt ignored when I spoke. It was like I ain't say nothing at all. So I understand the church hurt, but instead of me turning my back away from the church and God, I stayed close to God, and I asked him to send me a church. And he always sent me a church that I needed. I didn't find my home right away, but he always sent me a church that I needed for that season. And now I'm at a church that I absolutely love, and I'm so blessed. And I can appreciate the opportunities and the love and support that I get so much more, because I remember when I didn't have it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out your church.
First Baptist Church again, Garden, Maryland. Y'all know I love it. Y'all know I love them. So come visit us if you're in Maryland or DC or Virginia, baby.
She said, "Come through on Sunday.
Come see us, okay?"
What time service start? Like, what time service start?
We got 3 services. We got 8 a.m., we got 10 a.m., and we got 12 p.m. for those of y'all that's still at the club Saturday night.
Ooh.
Okay. And we online. We international. Okay. We got an online
promoting.
Okay. And we got a replay at 6:30.
I know that.
Love it.
So yeah, make sure y'all tune in with us. So I'm super excited about this next episode we're gonna film about music and how y'all need to watch what y'all listening to, what you're feeding yourself, what's going into your ear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super excited about that. But until then, y'all can follow me on Instagram at Leah Selena _ That's LeahSelena. What about y'all?
Oh, you can follow me at on Instagram at _ KIARADESIRAI, which is right here.
And I'm on all platforms, of course. You can follow me at KATIANACARMON, and it's Katana. My I is silent. So,
and again, follow the Link Entertainment at the Link ENT on Instagram and Facebook, and subscribe to us on YouTube at the Link Entertainment. And again, subscribe to our podcast wherever you're listening to. Subscribe to us. We'll take any donations. We love y'all. And can't wait to see y'all next episode. And again, comment, because we want y'all to comment and let us know your thoughts on what we're talking about. And if there's anything else that y'all want us to talk about in the future, let us know. Okay? Drop in the comments. And we will see y'all next time.
Amen.